Quick question. How many of you enjoyed F1 Breaking Point? Yeah, that's what I thought. Codemasters tried their very best to tell the tale of quite the charisma vacuums over the span of 3 games. Not the greatest idea in the world, but not an entirely new concept either. See, long before they'd even acquired the official license to produce Formula 1 video games, they told the tale of a plucky newcomer in the world of touring car racing. My name's Alexis, you're watching Overtake, and this is the story of Ryan McKane, the pro race driver, or Toca Race Driver, Toca Race Driver, or DTM Race Driver, who knows? So, back in the early 2000s, Codemasters had just established itself as a household name in the world of racing games. Both Colin McRae's likeness and the Toca games turned the genre upside down on PC and PlayStation. No surprise then that the next generation of consoles was to see a return for these IPs. While Colin could count on returning with all the flips and flops you'd expect from a game named after the Flying Scotsman, the same wasn't true of Toca. The name Toca is not in reference to a specific series like Formula 1, NASCAR, or IndyCar, nor is it the name of a long-lost racing legend of the 90s and noughties. Instead, we're talking about the organization behind championships such as the BTCC, so the name could be compared to something like FIFA, NHL, and such. Where the PlayStation 1 games were mostly focused on the British Touring Car Championship, as a result, the next iterations were to take a different route, starting with Toca World Touring Cars. As we've talked about before, the game's new structure had revolved around roaming the globe and competing in all kinds of different championships. A neat idea, though lacking in officially licensed series. That was to change when Toca Race Driver made its debut in 2002. Or is it called Pro Race Driver? DTM Race Driver? V8 Supercars Race Driver? Basically, nobody outside the British Isles would really give a toss about the term Toca, especially in troubled times for its flagship British Touring Car Championship. Yes, Codemasters did still include the BTCC, seeing as Toca had kindly asked them to do so, yet they were far from the box office darlings. That spot was to go to DTM and the V8 Supercars. Other than the inclusion of various real-life series and brand spanking new touring cars, there was another unique selling point for this project: the story mode. Right from the get-go, Toca Race Driver was marketed like a blockbuster movie, arguably to an obnoxious extent. Take this trailer, for instance, a clip which didn't just focus on all the cars and stars involved, but ended on a cinema-esque card listing the actors and other important personnel. We're right in the midst of a strange adolescence for mainstream video games, mind you. As the medium tried to establish itself and gain some semblance of public respect, one attempt was to bring it closer to the experience of movies. This didn't solely include Metal Gear Solid, Max Payne, GTA, and the like. Oh no. How about a car PG? Get it? Car PG? RPG? The game's marquee story mode is strung together by the tale of Ryan McKane, son of an American stock car racing driver who was killed on track in the late 1980s. I'm not using hyperbole. He was rammed off the track on purpose and ended up vaporized.
Oh my goodness! Jim, this looks serious.
Cue time skip. Ryan's all grown up, ready to take over the world of racing, winning the the Lola World Championship to avenge his father and prove that he's more than just Donnie McCain's little brother. Wee-hee.
If there's a heaven, I sure hope it's got cable, because this is one season Kyle Motor City McCain wouldn't want to be missing.
Girl, what the fuck? Unsurprisingly, Ryan Overtake Ooh-Woo McKane grew up to become, how do I put this? A bit of a condescending cunt. His antics are incredibly annoying, yet he is our main protagonist, so you can leave any ambition of putting yourself in the cockpit of a V8 Supercar or DTM brute of the time at the door.
So I hear you're gonna manage me.
I'm considering.
Considering?
Ryan.
Who's this guy? Figure I gotta be the hottest thing in this town right now.
It's all Ryan McKane, baby, even outside the cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, I know how to do a lot of things. I could take you back to my trailer and I could teach you some.
You've got nothing worth learning.
Yes, we kind of alluded to this being a cringe-worthy experience in the thumbnail, and the acting is as cheesy as a Swiss block sensation can be. That said, I wouldn't call this a bad thing per se. Irrespective of whether the questionable acting chops were intentional, they are entertaining. In fact, the game was fully voiced in multiple languages and featured some well-known voice actors for different countries.
Ryan McKane, Bobby Scott, das ist Nick Landers.
Freut mich, dich kennenzulernen.
Oh, ein Engländer.
Ja. Und bevor du fragst, ich kenne die Queen nicht persönlich.
Maybe that's where the proclaimed budget of around 5 million euros went. Admittedly, the story isn't anything special. GameStar's Georg Valtin described it as a boring, standard soap opera filled with cliches and truisms. So while this does have some charm looking back, it's not as though the press was raving about the story back in 2002 and 2003, for the most part. I mean, unless we're talking about PC Games praising Toca for having cool characters.
It's a crazy sport. These machines are dangerous and people do get hurt.
Oh, I can't believe you've done this.
However, they were praising Toca DTM V8 Supercar Race Driver Pro Driver as one of the best racing games of its generation. Its damage model impressed with body parts flying all over the circuit, none of your wings or mirrors safe from the effects of vehicular combat.
Oh,
Your chassis properly crunches the way a can of Coke might. Other questionable soft drinks are available. Possibly a bit extreme, but it's the early 2000s, so I suppose it's right on brand. Furthermore, the various cars and tracks looked stunning for the time and, in my humble pie opinion, do hold up on a modern computer. Not to say you're gonna get the same result on a PlayStation 2 as Colorshed Productions pointed out in 2017. This isn't gonna blow your socks off, though everything fits into place, from the colorful yet somewhat gritty design, the motion blur that does fit into Cody's attempt to make this feel cinematic for its time, or an incredible attention to detail. Notice how the A1 ring, Bathurst, Zolder, or Fuji will be decked out in appropriate sponsorship boards. You could argue it's a small touch, but it helps massively in dragging you into this time frame of touring car excellence. Codemasters did want you to see all of these as part of the story mode. You know, Ryan McKane seemingly can't manage his career himself, so you guide him from championship to championship, climbing this triangle of so-called power tiers.
How do you feel about approaching the power racing tier?
Oh, I feel great about this. We got a great car. We got a great team. We got a great crew chief, great manager. I feel great about this.
All of them employ the old F1 point system, so acquiring the necessary 132 points to enter the next tier can take a few series. Then again, the entire world tour of Mr. Ryan McKane shouldn't take you more than approximately 7 hours or so. Arguably one of the big strengths Toca has to offer. No matter how much you may cringe at the continuous banter between Ryan, his manager Paulie, his brother, his girlfriend, and other characters, this won't take you more than a weekend to finish. My only nitpick would be how the respective series are laid out. For instance, in this example, we go from Aida to Bathurst, back to Aida at night. Other than that, the pacing in Toca Race Driver's McKane-mania is well executed. The races are incredibly short, there is no qualifying, smash bang walloping from race to race to race, with cutscenes breaking up the action from time to time. Also, some folks from all across the globe challenge you to one-on-one duels, furthering this varied approach. How do you feel this might differ from F1's Breaking Point and its pacing? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, maybe give us a like so the YouTube deity will provide us with more attention. Only if you like the video though, obviously. And speaking of the obvious, Toca Race Driver is very arcadey. Considering the gameplay footage you've been able to follow on your screen of choice, this shouldn't come as a huge surprise, but I wanted to emphasize this point regardless. Many reviews of the time talked about Toca as though it was a sim with some arcade feel sprinkled in. A balancing act between two extremes of racing video games, not a full-blooded arcade racer. But that's exactly what it is. Your AI competitors behave as such, trying their best to ram you off the road or run each other into the barrier. Not quite the FIA's idea of fair racing, but incredibly entertaining to witness and take part in. Then again, whenever magazines would praise the game for its realistic AI and racing, you've got to wonder what some journos would have known or not known about motorsport in 2002/2003. And some might feel that, irrespective of these raving reviews, Toca Race Driver hasn't aged particularly well.
When this game first came out, it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Looking back on it now and replaying it now, it is a load of crap. Not in a gameplay sense or graphic sense or anything like that, just purely how the AI handle and how the AI react, and yeah, it's not the best. Toca World Touring Cars had better AI than this game. The coding was more realistic.
As Dan Bartlett illustrates, Toca feels just a bit off these days. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the game, but as we've stated before, if you ever feel like indulging in some early 2000s touring car racing, I'm not sure this is the way to go. I tried getting my Thrustmaster T300 to work with this game, and it didn't work, so I can't provide any perspective on what this game feels like with a wheel. Playing it with a controller is fine enough, both on the arcade and sim settings, yet neither provides what I'd call an enthralling ride. Codemasters went on to release 2 sequels with more varied content, improved handling, and similar levels of cringe storytelling. As for the comparison with F1 25, that game's an easy target. A modern AAA project released by one of gaming's all-time antagonists, bathing in benevolence, trying desperately to appeal to those enjoying Netflix's drive to survive. Nevertheless, compared to, say, Toca, F1 25 does allow you to simply ignore this mess and focus on my team or my career. Ryan McKane's story, irrespective of pacing and such, is the undoubted, unquestioned centerpiece of this game. You can race full championships outside the career mode, but even those won't let you choose a real racing driver. What a shame! I wanted John Alesi to win the 2002 DTM Championship, for crying out loud.
You can become a premium member on our website, overtake.gg.
Premium members enjoy extra benefits such as an ad-free browsing experience, special community deals, discounts, and Overtake Turbo, which provides setups, coaching, and 1 free esports setup per month.
And if you love unboxing sim racing gear just as we do, there's a premium member giveaway every month. Another cool feature are community reviews, so you can have a chance to contribute and share your opinion on not yet released hardware or games.
Join as a premium member on overtake.gg for just €1 a month.
If you want to play a good racing game, I'm not sure I'd recommend Toca Race Driver. It's aged poorly in some respects, it's not realistic in any way, and it doesn't offer what I'd call a conventional career. But it is fun? I can't deny I've been having a blast punting people off the road, flying through Australian skies, wondering how somebody who's intent on murdering other drivers can compete in auto racing for more than 15 years. It offers all kinds of bells and whistles, from the menu being laid out similarly to Dirt 2, your mechanics enjoying a cup of joe on the couch. All in all, it's a nice touch that adds beautifully to the vibe of Toca. It just doesn't solve any of the issues I outlined. It sure as hell wasn't cinema, unless you believe modern cinema to be, well, entertaining cringe.
What the hell do you think you're doing out there, asshole?
Let it go.
Let it go! I'm the sucker you knocked the hell out of, you bastard!
But what do you think? Do you still enjoy Toca Race Driver despite its cringy antics? Tell us in the comments below. Until then, thank you for watching. Don't forget to do all the funny YouTube things, and as always, keep racing. Bye bye!